Okay, our next one is PE1458 by Peter Cherby on a register of interest for members of Scotland's judiciary. We now have a new Lord President. We've written to the new Lord President. His position is not any different from the outgoing Lord President, but we did invite the outgoing Lord President to come and actually discuss it with us, and I just wonder if the committee might want to extend the same invitation to the new Lord President to see if an exploration of the issue, because I think there is still a live debate around this, and I'm certainly reluctant to close it without having exhausted the discussion around this and examined it almost to destruction, I think, but I think we seriously have to ask questions around it. Open to suggestions from colleagues. Kenny?
There's still a debate, because obviously the judicial complaints reviewer was the one who initially indicated a change in tack, and that was upheld. Where we can take it and whether it should be us, I'm not sure. Lord Carloway has been, as the new Lord President, has been quite clear. It seems to me it's really whether anybody else wishes to pick up on it, because other than asking the new Lord President the same questions as the old Lord President, given that we've already got it in writing, I don't know where that takes us, and it's whether the Justice Committee or the Scottish Government wish to pursue it. And certainly my recollection is about 6 months since we heard from the Minister, but there was no indication in any change in perspective.
I think the only question that sort of arises with me, I think there still are issues to be debated, and I think it would be useful to get the new Lord President's views on the record. The question is, do we as an outgoing committee extend that invitation, or do we put it in our legacy paper so that the next committee can pick up and run with it?
I would be inclined to leave it in the legacy paper on the basis that, given that we've got a reasonably fulsome letter from Lord Carloway, squeezing him in within the next fortnight, I'm sceptical as to what we could get from him that we haven't had in writing.
It's just a couple of issues. I think the petitioner has suggested we also consider, as a committee, writing to Professor Alan Paterson of University of Strathclyde, who's apparently done some independent academic research on this, so it might be useful, as well as writing to the Lord President and asking him to consider, and it would be for the legacy paper as well, whether or not he'd be appear in front of the committee. But I think it might be useful to invite Professor Alan Paterson, or suggest they invite Professor Alan Paterson to give some independent academic scrutiny of what's been requested in the petition, because there are a number of issues that the convener spent half an hour this morning trying to get the updated register for the judicial Scottish Courts and Tribunal Service judicial members register of interest. I'm assured it is on the site somewhere, but trying to find it this morning for half an hour, it was impossible to find. The last ones I've got actually come from last year. So these don't even have the up-to-date one with Lord Carloway on it. And I know from his register last year, when he was on the board, basically when he was Lord Justice Clerk, he didn't register anything in terms of his register of interest. So it's just that if we've been told there are safeguards in place, but it would be useful to know how the general public get the information they're looking for. And if it's difficult to get the Scottish Courts and Tribunal Service judicial members registers, then it really raises other questions about where are we going with this, and are they effectively trying to make it more difficult for people to find out the interest. And can also say, convener, the former judicial complaints reviewer, Moya Ali, has just recently written to the Scotsman urging a register to be established, as she did when she gave evidence, as did the current judicial complaints reviewer, said it would be helpful to have a register of judicial interest. So I think it's something I would like to think the future Public Petitions Committee could take forward, but for Lord Carloway and others to come and give evidence and maybe answer some of the questions that may be further down the road.
Yeah. I think the suggestion is that we put it in our legacy paper, but if we write to the Professor that you suggested, John, that response would come back and it would then be available to the future committee, so that the consideration could take that into account. Is everybody happy that we take it like that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Committee, if they so wish, to and to consider what will probably be ongoing and have happened in the United States of America, where judicial declarations perhaps go to an extreme that you would not wish to go to in terms of the replacement for Justice Scalia.
It's interesting to watch that and compare, isn't it? Right, okay, so it looks as though we've got some agreement around how to take that forward.